Also in London, not coming to Manchester. Neither are Deerhoof. Hello, Deerhoof.
Hi.
How are you doing?
We're doing fine. How are you, Mark?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, like I say, I mean, this is a moment for me, if I'm honest, having Deerhoof playing live on my programme. I'm absolutely thrilled. Okay, so that's cards on the table. I'm a right creep, but I always mean it. When I say it, I actually mean it. All right, then.
Not all those insults about Mick Jagger. You didn't mean those, did you?
Oh, yeah, of course I did. Of course I did. Have you ever met Mick Jagger?
I looked at him on my television screen a bunch of times.
Right,
I saw him in the movie theater.
Right, well, you see, I have met him, and I'll tell you,
Really?
yeah, but I mean, it was a strange one, because he was at 1976, and he was walking, in fact, only about 500 yards from this building where I am in Manchester.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he had a white kimono with a big gold and red dragon on it. All right?
Really?
Honestly, on my baby's lives, and he had a big, very, very tall, skinny minder with him. And I went up and asked him what is probably the most stupid question I could have asked him. What do you think that would have been?
What were the lyrics to Jigsaw Puzzle?
No, I said, are you who I think you are?
Right.
He's one of the most recognisable men in the world, and he had a kimono
actually,
on.
it sounds like, it makes it sound like he actually dresses down for his shows. So like normally, like, walking around on the street, he's in a dragon kimono.
Well, do you know, nobody believed me that I'd met Mick Jagger, and I do remember it all because it was meeting Mick Jagger.
We believe you.
Yeah, and it was on my birthday, and I got a Melody Maker signed and all that. But then nobody at school believed me, and then the next week it was in The Enemy that he'd been spotted all around Manchester in a kimono because he was here for watching the cricket. So
and
there
you
you
were
go.
vindicated.
Absolutely, as always. Sorry, so with 200 miles between us, I don't know, who's that speaking to me now?
Now no one's speaking to you, and right now you were speaking.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry, just kidding. This is Greg. I'm playing drums. Over there's Satomi.
I'm playing
And there's Ed and John who play guitars.
Yeah,
We're sharing
okay.
the mic.
I'll tell you what, can I just continue creeping for a moment, Greg?
Be my guest.
Because I am the world's worst air drummer. I play air drums to everything. And I've been on your MySpace today watching the little clips on of you playing live.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. There's some drumming going on there. It's all brilliant. You're all brilliant virtuosos, but that drumming, I wish I could play drums like you. Anyway.
That was all self-taught from air drumming.
Was it? Well,
so just keep it up. You'll be fine.
There's hope for me yet. Perhaps not. All right, then. So you're going to do a tune for me now, and then you're going to do a couple more later on. So what are you going to start
We're going to play Freshborn, which, in fact, must have been one of the ones you saw on the MySpace page today, because I remember I put it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're all great on there. I mean, well, maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. But okay, it's a track taken from Offend Maggie anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Lovely,
Exactly.
take it away.
Thank you.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Freshborn.
Absolutely wonderful. Couldn't be anybody else, could it? That was Deerhoof playing live for us in the Hub in London. Can I tell you that you toured with Radiohead, didn't you, in America?
Yeah, actually, not only in America. We also played Edinburgh and Dublin.
Oh, did you really? Right.
A little closer to home.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them, more of which later. But I can tell you that Colin Greenwood sends his very, very best regards.
Okay.
He does.
We'll send maybe our second best regards back to Colin Greenwood.
Oh, only second hand, eh?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know you're only kidding. I tell you what makes me laugh. We're looking at the lineup of the band. You've got Satomi, John, Ed, and Greg. And next year it's got like Satomi, usually vocals and bass. John, usually guitar. Ed, usually guitar as well. Greg, usually drums. See, can you all play each other's instruments brilliantly then?
Loaded question.
Oh.
But I mean, yeah, you know, there was something another Briton that I used to admire as a youngster once said about his band that none of us are jealous of our instruments. We can all play all the instruments. And that was someone who I later decided was actually extremely arrogant Briton. His name was Sting. And he was referring to the police.
Oh, what's your
I never really understood that comment. None of us are jealous of our instruments. But anyways, I would like to announce now that none of us in Deerhoof are jealous of our instruments.
Yeah, and you don't use the jealous.
Listen,
Sorry, we're going to just have a little band argument. Maybe you should play another track.
This is brilliant. I tell you what, I mean, I can normally only start fights within bands when I'm in the same room as them, but 200 miles away is amazing. And also, if I can just mention that there is a clause in the contract that we've sent you where you are not allowed to mention Sting. So we're going to have to fine you £10 for that, I'm afraid, Deerhoof. No, blooming heck. All right, then, well, stick around if you don't mind, and we'll have two more of the same, not exactly the same, but similar later.
All right. We'll
brilliant.
Be happy to.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Deerhoof playing live for us in London. Deerhoof.
Hi.
Hello. Thought you'd gone home then. Wouldn't blame you.
So we're sitting here. I was getting kind of depressed thinking about those poor mountain bikers who fell in the sheep droppings.
It's not nice, that, is it? No. I mean, you know, I remember the time when there was E. coli at Glastonbury,
yeah, I guess that's
isn't it?
worse.
Yeah, so, you know, it's not nice, though, is it? Well, you're a mountain biker. You seemed a bit concerned there.
No, I would have fallen in the sheep droppings, within the first meter.
Right, okay, you're just a very charitable and kind person then, obviously.
Yeah, I just felt bad.
I tell you what, if you wake up tonight screaming, worrying about them mountain bikers, there's really no need for it. All right, they'll get over it. Anyway, so what's going on then? I mean, you've come to the UK and you're only playing one date. That's not really fair, is it?
We're gonna play. We'll come back again. Maybe in the summertime or something.
Summer?
But we definitely wanted to do London again. We've always had so much fun playing in London. I'm not sure. Have we ever played in Manchester?
You played.
No,
well,
we played.
You played with Flaming Lips, didn't you?
Lips. Oh yeah.
But I was on air when you were on stage, so that didn't really help me. And then,
all right, we'll come back. Yeah.
Oh, I am trying to put you on a guilt trip. You're dead right. But the last time that you played, that I was thinking of going, but couldn't get out of being on air again because it's my job. You played possibly the dream ticket for me, which is Deerhoof and Field Music in Leeds.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and that was one of their last shows, at least for a while.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that was really fun.
Are you fans of those guys?
That place was at the Irish Centre.
Yeah.
And actually, I think one of those YouTube videos that maybe you found on our MySpace page might have been from that exact show. They had these sort of twinkling lights at the back wall of the stage. They looked really pretty.
There's definitely some of that going on one of the clips.
Yeah.
Right, okay, but they're great field music, aren't they?
Wait.
A really great band, Field Music.
Field Music, we love them, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a rumour that the next record that the Brewis Brothers make might be a Field Music record, but we'll see anyway. No, it's true. Anyway, you think everything I say is a lie, don't you? Because I'm just an idiot in Manchester. But anyway, you're going to do another tune for us now then, aren't you? From the album.
Yeah, we're going to play, it's called Buck and Judy, and it's another song that's on our most current disc.
It most certainly is. We should mention...
Maggie.
Sorry, that is called Offend Maggie, but we should mention... I don't even know... Is it sold out tomorrow night at Ulu?
I think it's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Anyone interested might want to turn the radio off and get busy buying a ticket. I think it's getting close to the finish line on that one.
Yeah, I'm feeling really bad now. But anyway, okay, go on then. I've got my own little gig here, so that's wonderful. Deerhoof live in session with Buck and Judy. Wonderful stuff. Deerhoof live in session from London, squirted up the line, and that was Buck and Judy. We should say at this point, Greg, that you brought a snare drum with you to the session tonight. But you didn't bring anything else, did you? That's probably,
I'm borrowing a bass drum that apparently was left here a couple days ago by some member of Midlake or something, and it has a big smiley face on the front.
Right.
I brought a tambourine.
Right, it's still
the
not...
tamborine's taped to the bass drum right now, but I did use a copious, an extremely large amount of BB6 gaffer's tape to attach the tambourine to the bass drum, and for that, I'm sorry. So I might get fined more than the initial £10 for the mention of that person whom I will not be mentioning again.
I think the whole fee's just gone there, mate. I'm sorry, you're working for free tonight. Okay.
I have to wash dishes.
Absolutely. So, all right, I know a little bit about the band, probably more than I should, but am I right in thinking that you formed around about 1991? Originally.
I think, I started playing with the guy who originally started the band. I started playing with him in maybe 91, although we were playing in a different band at the time. It was more kind of a, let's see, how can I describe it in the most appetizing way possible? It was like... gothic grunge fusion music.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not at all tempted.
Genres in the history of music.
And then with the patchouli hippie, like.
Yeah, he wore some patchouli or whatever. Deerhoof started probably in maybe '94 as a pure improvisation side. Project, from this other band, and that maybe our idea of doing this improvisation thing was probably also inspired by this country of yours, because we were thinking about the late Derek Bailey and AMM, two sort of pioneers in the during the mid '60s who started this idea of total improvisation or totally free improvisation, where it wasn't in the tradition of jazz, it wasn't in the tradition of classical music, it was just totally no tradition whatsoever, and that inspired us a lot to start the band. But then then a few years later we wrote Buck and Judy, and we just played it on your program.
Well, there you go, that's a potted history. But I was going to say, you're talking about improvisation and stuff, but I mean the Deerhoof material and much of the later stuff that I'm talking about particularly is really, it seems to me as an ignoramus, it seems really, really very structured and kind of the kind of stuff that you really need to know what each other's doing rather than just going off on one.
Yeah, I think you're right. But there was something about starting the band with improvisation that kind of, I don't know, it's sort of like it was like, when you see swimmers who put weights on their arms and legs when they go to practice swimming.
Right.
It's like learning to make music completely off the cuff with no plan in mind was like building a certain kind of music muscles or something like that. And then which have almost atrophied at this point, but maybe it was kind of, it's sort of I don't know, kind of set the tone for like how the band would sound, which is that the instruments tend to be a little bit more, a little bit wilder, or I don't know, a little looser or something. And then when Satomi joined, what she sang on top of that often tended to be very calm or sort of not very expressive. And the combination, we thought, sort of worked, and we sort of kept playing that way. But you're right, yeah, we started actually writing songs and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, do you know the band White Denim?
White Denim, no.
I think you should listen to them. I think you would like them because they've got the same kind of free spirit that Deerhoof have, but and live they really are explosive. But anyway, so tell me, when you came to over to San Francisco, you didn't go over to work in music at all, did you? You were going to do something completely different.
No, I was gonna learn film, and I went to school, and I realized it costs me a lot.
Right.
And I started music right after I moved to San Francisco, so just Deerhoof became my main, work.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the great thing about Deerhoof is that on paper it really shouldn't work, should it? Because you don't make it easy for yourselves, and and that's why, if you look at two of the most inventive bands in the world, which are Radiohead and Flaming Lips, I've asked you to perform with them because they appreciate what you do.
Well, we certainly appreciated the chance to play with both of them. They both turned out to be two of the most actually cheerful bands. I mean, I think that there's a misconception that that Radiohead as people might be sort of glum or sort of self-obsessed or kind of perfectionists and maybe a little morose. When the truth is actually that they're all a bunch of jokers. Really funny, the sweetest people. I mean, you mentioned Colin earlier. I mean, when we walked in for the first show and they were about to sound check, it was like he came up to us and immediately was like, "Oh, let's take some pictures," you know, treating us as if we were old pals, and it was they were just the easiest people to get along with.
Well, you're saying the right things, because I know that Colin's listening tonight, so if you had said anything, so you could have said the wrong things there, but you didn't, and everything that you say is absolutely right.
But they are perfectionists.
They are perfectionists.
That part turned out to be true.
But they're not self-obsessed. Far from it. They hate the limelight. They hate being thrust into it, don't they? Just want to get on with the music, don't they? But anyway. All right, then. So, well, have a great show tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having us on today. It's been a pleasure to play.
Well, the pleasure is all mine, quite patently. You're going to finish with Plus 81, which, you know, Friend Opportunity is one of those records. When I wanted to put it on in the studio, when I had a live band,
it broke your mixing board, just like Keen's.
Do you know, I mean, without fail, bands, when I would put it on, bands would look up and go, "What's this?" The production on it is just unbelievable. I mean, like you say, it could easily quite break every speaker that it goes through. It's just so big and wonderful. But anyway, you're going to do it for us now, so I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, thanks.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.
The side to side, up, down, all over myself and focus, chit chat. The people from the side to side, up, down, get out of course and most of me, alright. Visions of circle, triangle, mad, get out of course and most of me, alright. Visions of circle, triangle, mad, Jabba, jabba. Eastern jaw, choo 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 choo, beep beep. Choo 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 choo, choo 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 choo, choo choo choo, beep beep. Choo 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 choo, choo 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 choo, choo choo choo, beep beep. Jabba jabba, Eastern jaw, pagoda, kimonos,
Genius at work, Deerhoof, plus 81. Well, what can I say? Thank you very much for making the effort and coming into to the studio to play for us. And next time you play in Manchester, I'll be the good-looking one at the back. All right, but yeah, take care of yourselves. I really did appreciate that.
Thank you.
Nice one. Bye-bye. So that was Deerhoof in London. Wow. Oops-a-daisy, I'm all excited.